You are listening to Soho Radio. It's Georgie Rogers with you till midday, and it's time to welcome this week's guest on the show. And I have Noso in the studio. Hi, Beck. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, really good. It's lovely to have you in, and I'm so excited to hear you play today on the show. So excited. But yeah, so tell me, how have you been? Because you had a pop-up, didn't you? You had a pop-up in Shoreditch yesterday, and then also played in Gunnersbury Park with Khruangbin. That's what's been happening on this trip. So tell me, how's it been going?
It's been great. I've been having a great time. Yeah, the pop-up was amazing last night. I haven't played in London since 2023, and it was really great to connect with people, talk to them about the upcoming record. And it was at a bookstore, the Common Press, which was really great. And yeah, it was just really quaint and intimate, and I had a great time.
Yeah, amazing. And have you been to the UK before? Or is this the first trip to play?
No, this is, I believe, my third time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have the best time. The crowds are very respectful here, and really attentive, especially at my shows. Yeah. It's like you can hear a pin drop. Yeah. It's very, very, it's amazing.
They give you the respect and the attention that you deserve. That's so nice. And then what was the Khruangbin show like? Because that's in Gunnersbury Park. It looked amazing. Like I wanted to go, but I couldn't make it. There was a clash. But they're obviously such a great band. Did you get to hang out, and did you watch them? And what was it like doing that day?
It was amazing. Gunnersbury Park is gorgeous. Never been before. And all the other bands, Palace, to be on the radio, Khruangbin. I've already really enjoyed their music. And yeah, it was a wonderful day. The weather was gorgeous. And similarly, the audience, even though the setup was kind of like a festival, was extremely respectful. Pretty quiet also. Yeah.
It's a bit disconcerting, you like?
No!
Hoping there'll be a bit more.
I think I'm, in America, just always ready to fire back at someone who says something, but it just doesn't happen here. Yeah. People are super polite.
Well, I'm glad that everyone's treating you really well, and that that you're having a good time doing it. So the second album is When Are You Leaving? And we're getting that on Partisan Records on October the 10th. So it's like you're really getting closer now to release date. Yeah. Tell me about making this record. What was it like making this second album?
Yeah. I think after making my first record, I hadn't ever performed kind of arrangements with a live band. And so after that experience of touring the first record, I think I had a new idea of what songs could be really exciting live, and kind of wrote with that in mind. And so I think I learned a lot on the first record in terms of being self-produced, but in addition to considering the live aspect, which has become really important. And so it was from that lens, and I think I just kind of grew on an interpersonal level, and this record is very much reflecting that.
Yeah. And self-producing, was that, what kind of setup? Were you in studios, or were you doing that literally more in a kind of lo-fi home studio situation? How did you work? Yeah,
this record was kind of a combination. I produced, I think, a little over half of the songs alone, and that was being in my room, but then working with musicians who would record themselves remotely and are all excellent engineers. And then for songs like Sugar, I worked with Jack Tatum of Wild Nothing, because I'm a big fan of his, and I was really excited to get to work with him. I think he really breathed new life into it. Yeah,
definitely. How did your paths cross?
He has kind of always been on my radar and on my wish list for collaborators. And yeah, I think the stars just kind of lined up, and I worked with him in Virginia. And we were just listening to a lot of 80s music, because it's our favorite era of music, and that was kind of emulated on Sugar.
Anything in particular? Any particular tracks that...
Oh, he introduced me to Prefab Sprout.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Yeah.
And then Inner Smile was a big one. Yeah, it was... Yeah, we had a great time.
The lush 80s kind of, gorgeous synths and stuff, that kind of sound. You're going to play a couple of tracks from this record. What thematically, what did you find yourself getting inspired by and writing about for this album?
Yeah, I think it's a really joyful and cathartic record, but I think a lot of the songs are kind of about walking away from experiences that perhaps don't feel suitable for your life anymore. And so that's kind of where the title comes from, because it could be interpreted in a melancholy way, or it could be, I think for me, it was just a cathartic question that I would ask myself in those kinds of situations. So, yeah.
Yeah. And you're going to start with Don't Hurt Me, I'm Trying. It's such a gorgeous track. It sounds so good. Can you tell me about this track? And then if you're happy to play, we'll hear it.
Yeah, I wrote the guitar part to the song, I think a year before I penned lyrics to it. And I felt at the time that perhaps it was too like urgent or too rock oriented for I was like, oh no, I'm soft, I can't. And so I was like, oh, maybe I'll just gift it to an artist or something, I'll write it for someone else. But then I think I just had an experience that was just kind of culminated in lyrics that felt appropriate for it, and so it just fit my own narrative. And I think it just has pushed me, I think, to not put myself in a box either.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Okay, well, you're going to play it, aren't you? So let's do that. This is Noso performing live on Soho Radio. And their tune, Don't Hurt Me, I'm Trying. So that was Noso playing live on Soho Radio. Oh, that just sounded so good. It's so nice to hear the electric guitar. I know a full band, Noso, is full band. It's, you know, but it's also so great to hear it in that kind of raw form, but with the electric guitar. Sounded so good. Looking at the track list for the album, which we're getting in October, I just was looking down the song titles, and one really intrigued me. And it's Dad Made Toast, exclamation mark. Yeah. What's the story behind that one?
Yeah, I wrote that song with Barty Strange. it was the first time we ever met, and we wrote it in an Airbnb together.
Yeah.
And we only had, I think, a few pieces of equipment, which I think for people who produce, having so like a multitude of options can sometimes be paralyzing in a way. So I think having such a minimalist setup was actually really helpful. And so that song is really fun. It's like a part house track.
Okay, cool.
And so I wrote it kind of from the perspective of just slight fantasy, but also I guess just wondering about this kind of future of being this disgruntled dad who's an artist. And then Bartiz brought up a movie where there's a mom who does everything, and then the dad makes toast once, and so the kids are like, oh my god, dad made toast. And so yeah, that's the title.
That's the title. Dad did something in the kitchen.
Yeah.
That's quite funny. And like sonically, what else can we expect from the record? I mean, have you got, you know, is there any, you know, like as a whole, were you thinking about it as like a full LP and a journey and that kind of thing?
Yeah. I definitely wrote it in mind of all of them kind of falling under the same themes. And so they all kind of tie back to that theme of just walking away, I think, from situations that are no longer serving you. And also, I think I grew and changed a lot as a person since Stay Proud of Me in terms of my identity and how I present myself. Stay Proud of Me was very much kind of wistful and in a lot of ways fantasy of wondering what it could be like to embrace certain parts of me. And then this record is very much like my experiences in a more grounded way, I think. Yeah.
Where are you based in the US?
I'm based in Los Angeles.
In LA, yeah. And did you grow up there as well?
I grew up in Chicago, in
cool.
the suburbs for about 16 years.
Yeah.
And then my family moved when I was in high school. And then I went to college out there, and so my whole life is there now.
Yeah. Do you like LA? I mean, the music scene. Yeah.
Love LA.
Incredible, yeah.
Yeah.
And the temperature, the climate, just the beaches. It's like pretty nice, isn't it? And then what was Chicago like then? So when you were sort of growing up, were you there for your formative years and, you know, getting into music? Because I think there's a really great Chicago music scene as well, isn't there?
Yeah, I grew up in a pretty specific environment. It's a suburb called the North Shore, and so there's kind of a connotation affiliated with it, and so it was very much a bubble, and it was so insular, and so I think it kind of helped in that way that I was just always alone in my basement learning instruments, and I didn't really get to experience the music scene there until recently when I toured. I didn't go to Chicago for around 8 years after I left. And then I played a headline show there on my last tour, and I got really emotional on stage when performing a song about Chicago, because so many of my experiences back then all pertain to very specific kind of uncomfortable emotions. And so being kind of like a more fully formed version of myself, performing for people with like my family there, I think it was really, really emotional.
Yeah, that must have been, like really special. And you're going to be supporting Khruangbin again, aren't you, in Halifax before you jet back across the pond. So that's this Sunday. And are you excited to sort of go back and do that show? And also tell us a bit about what full band Noso is. I mean, I've seen sessions and things online. So, but for people that haven't. How many people have you got? Lots of people on the road with you.
It's me and 3 others.
Okay.
So the first show that we did at Gunnersbury Park, that was an all-American band. For the second show, it's me and my American bassist and then 2 UK members. And so, rehearsals have been great. I'm having a great time. The full band setup is live drums, bass, a keys player, which is a new addition, and then me.
Yeah. And there's been some really cool things you've done. You've done the Tiny Desk concert, as well as you launched this new album project with Stephen Colbert on the Late Show music show. How have those things been? I mean, because they're 2 like kind of legit, massive, exciting things. Were they fun to shoot?
It was very fun. Yeah. Tiny Desk was incredibly surreal. The entire time, I just felt kind of like in a. It was just like. I can't even articulate it. It was crazy. Yeah. That was a very special experience. And then the Stephen Colbert thing was really great as well. That was we recorded that. We recorded a bunch of live videos for the record, the singles as well as B-side tracks as well, and I'm really excited about those. They were directed by Shawnee Bryan, who's my favorite DP in LA. Yeah. She's amazing. I work with her and everything, and so I love the way the videos turned out. And Stephen Colbert thing was just the cherry on top. I think.
They look really good and sounded really great, and just exciting to do those things. And Tiny Desk, it's just crazy how huge the series has gone. Just super global, hasn't it? So I bet you've had people discovering your music from that concert, I'm sure. So what's next? Obviously releasing the album, you excited to get it out there in the world?
I'm very excited. I'm really excited for everybody to hear these songs. I'm excited to perform them live, and I'm gonna be touring the United States and Canada this fall, and then I'm coming back to the UK in February, as well as European tour. So
I was going to ask you, actually, is there anywhere on the UK tour that you're excited to play again?
I'm playing Islington Assembly Hall on February 17th. I'm really excited about that.
Well, Beck, thank you so much for coming in and playing for us. It's so nice to have you here. Tell me a little bit about the other track that you're going to play, which is Sugar, which is another single from the record. So tell us a little bit about that.
I wrote that kind of in a transitionary period of my life. I had a lot of conflicting emotions at the time, and my lifestyle just felt very erratic, and so I just kind of harnessed a lot of those conflicting feelings into this song, and then it just ended up being a really fun pop track.
Awesome. I think that's probably everything we need to know, isn't it? So when you're ready, if you get set up and
of power, a mouse is too loud. Move like a hacker, indebted to you now.
Noso performing live on Soho Radio. That was Sugar. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
And enjoy the rest of your trip in the UK, and we'll see you next year. And everybody, on the 10th of October, When Are You Leaving comes out on Partisan Records from Noso, so go get it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.